So why don't we begin by introducing ourselves?
Yes, indeed, it's a great idea. My name is Dima Arzutov. I'm an assistant professor here at the Department of Slavic and East European Languages and Cultures, The Ohio State University. And by my training, I am an anthropologist and a historian with a strong focus on indigenous cultures and histories and politics and the relations between indigenous peoples in Siberia and in the Arctic in particular, and scholars. Lately, I'm very much interested in the history of intersections between two different ways of knowing, academic way of knowing and indigenous approaches to knowledge and interpretation of knowledge and construction of knowledge. So this is me.
And
And
I am Michelle Verbitskaya. I am a PhD student in the same department at The Ohio State University. My work lies in Slavic linguistics. I look specifically at the intersection of social movements and language change, but I'm also interested in dialectology. Particularly, my interest is in how words from local languages entered the Siberian dialects, specifically in Eastern Siberian. Because I am from that region, so I have a personal connection to this topic. So my next question to you is, why Siberia for this course? Why did we choose this topic?
I think there are a number of reasons. The first reason, same as you, I was born in Siberia, in a more kind of western part of it, in Kemerovo, not which the city, a very industrial city, quite close to Novosibirsk, or relatively close to Novosibirsk in Siberian context. And in this sense, as we formulate it in our module, we use the metaphor of home because it's definitely home for two of us. And at the very same time, I'm very much interested in the regions, not only in Siberia, but in a global sense, which are very much marginalized in the history of knowledge and the history of production of knowledge. And this special metaphor, the metaphor of land, which we use in our module, I found especially important because land is not only the piece of soil or then the number of trees or like a geographical square on the map, but it's more than this. Land is usually very much associated with emotions, with memories, with history, with traumas, with different kind of experiences, especially nowadays with the question of climate change and environmental disruptions. And in this sense, Siberia is the best possible place to imagine the history of knowledge, or the region through which we can narrate the history of knowledge and the history of the Soviet Union or the Russian Empire or modern Russia, or in a broad sense, Eurasia as one of the biggest continents in the world.
So it's very clear that both you and I have personal connections to the region, and also our professional interests are connected to Siberia. Can you elaborate a little bit more on why the questions and the topics we're addressing in our course are important for the American students?
I think, as many historians agree, there are many of similarities between the Soviet history, the Russian history, and the history of the United States. First of all, is the history of relations between colonizers and indigenous communities. Also, the environmental history of these two countries have quite a number of intersections and similarities. And if we use the metaphor of, or the concept of deep history, then we have the Bering Strait. And the Bering Strait used to be a bridge between two our countries. So, and in this sense, Siberia is very important for American students. And as we design the course is designed with the metaphor of land, but as the first idea is lands of exile, the lands of knowledge, and the lands of what else? Michelle?
The land of, I'm also blanking.
The land of resources, right? So
Resource.
with this kind of the history of the environment, the history of settler colonial communities, and the history of knowledge. And indigenous knowledge in all these three sections is one of the threads which unites all these pieces.